Welcome back to Donique's Diary fam, my family. That's why I call you my fam. You're my family, Donique's Diary fam. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Okay, today I have another video, another Afrocentric movie that I think is a must-see. And that movie is Antebellum. Okay, my coworker, she's awesome. She's so power to the people. She was like, watch Antebellum. And when I took off, I needed, I believe in mental health days, yes. So I needed that day. I took the day off and I watched the film, and I think I saw that it was a horror film, so I'm not into horror films. I don't like gore, gush, I don't like any of that. I don't like being scared. Like Get Out scared me, but then after a while I was okay. But I thought it was kind of the person who did Get Out, but no, it was somebody else. But it was almost on the lines of Get Out, so yes, I'm a baby. I started watching it early afternoon, but yeah, that movie really spoke to me. After the movie, I'm such a nerd. Like, if I really enjoy a movie, I go do research. I Google, I look up, look at reviews, and I did, and I found mostly so many bad reviews about this movie, and I did like it. I think I agree with a lot of people who reviewed the film, but I think I saw some reviews that was like the worst film in 2020, and I'm just like, no, I don't think so. But then some other people, I looked at their reviews afterwards. I saw the film, and I do kind of understand, and I do get it, and I do agree to a point. The film is about, spoiler alert, please watch the film before you see this. I'm about to give out some spoilers, but it does take place. A modern woman played by Janelle Monáe, who's an awesome actor. She is a well-accomplished, educated woman. She went to HBCU Spelman, whoop whoop. And she has a PhD. She's a famous author. Just well accomplished, esteemed on TV, debating people, talking about women's rights, black people rights, all that stuff. So she's well educated, and she's married and has a beautiful husband and daughter, and she's living quite well. And she gets kidnapped while she's in New Orleans, Louisiana. These people purposely picked her, and she gets kidnapped and sent back to antebellum period, which is the slave period, antebellum. And in the film, I was confused because I thought like she was dreaming, or I thought like it was her ancestor. But in parts of the film, I told you, spoiler alerts, parts of the film, I saw that on this plantation, one girl, when she was reviewing the film, was like, they just kidnapped 20-something people, like. But it wasn't that many black people that kidnapped, but it was, they had like, they really went back in a day, like, and it was actually a museum, like a George Washington, some type of Confederate museum, but it was way in the back, so hidden, so people didn't know, and it's only one way in and out. And I do understand some people, they're like, it was traumatizing, it was triggering in the beginning with the murder. Because you're just like, oh my gosh, this is a period piece, and it does bring a lot of emotions. And the film does, I agree with some of the critics, like it is a lot of trauma. It is. And I do agree that I feel like they didn't develop the characters enough. Character development. I am not Siskel and Ebert, like a whole movie review. I'm just going by my opinion, but I do agree, because I did want to understand why did they want to create this time period in antebellum, and why did they go out and just kidnap black people just to bring them here to make them slaves. And because basically it was picking cotton, but then it was burning it, so it wasn't like in the back in the day, they used that to pay them, but they weren't paid anything. They just, and it was more women than men, which was interesting too. But anyways, a part of the film, I thought like it was her, she went back as her ancestor, like what she went through. Like, you know, it is a lot of surprises, but then in a one part, the main captain, I forgot his name, but the main guy in the film, who he's actually a congressman, he's running for mayor, like he's well known in this Louisiana place. He owns this timepiece where he basically raped black women and kidnap women. So he has soldiers, like they're in the Confederate flag, and they're servitudes. Like it's disgusting. But I really want to understand, why did he want to create this? I think that's what was missing in the movie, because it was just so much trauma. I mean, it was heartbreaking. It was so much trauma, and you know, it gives you certain clues that it was modern day, before the cell phone, because another girl was kidnapped from Virginia, and she went to Jonay Monet character, and just like, you know, she went to her and was like, girl, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get out of here? Because, you know, in the outside world, she was this activist, she was outspoken, but that's what, you know, white supremacy does. It breaks your spirit, it breaks your heart, it makes you forget who you are. And that's what they wanted to do with her. That's why he purposely picked her, because during the film, when, you know, spoiler alert, she gets away, which I think that was my favorite part of the scene, when she fought to get away. The girl that was chasing her, which was the captain who started all this, started that whole antebellum period, the mayor, his daughter was like, I told him not to pick you, but he wanted you. I was like, he wanted her because they didn't like her views and what she was saying, so they wanted to put her in her place. You know, buck breaker. That's, you know, Google that, buck breaking. Just break your down, break your spirit, to tell you that you're nothing. That's what they wanted to do to her, because she was so well accomplished, and that's what slavery is, and white supremacy is, to break people's spirit. To feel like I'm superior, I'm better than you because of skin color. Anyways, the girl in the film that went to her, that was kidnapped from Virginia, she had a tattoo. So I was just like, okay, like, you know, you start to get clues and hints, because the movie, it is, you know, it is a lot of big surprises, but some people are like, we didn't really. But to me, that was a surprise, because I was just like, what, a cell phone, what? But that is a horror film. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody do think that was a cool idea to recreate. Like, I just heard about the new Bachelor scandal, because he found out one of the girls attended antebellum parties, or some type of racist parties. Like, people think that's really cute, and they think that's okay. Like, no, it's not okay. Like, who wants to go celebrate? You know, it just shows you how sick people in America are. And it's just funny when you have congressmen like one in Tennessee who said fake history. Like, no, it's not fake history. Slavery is real. White supremacy is real. The Jim Crow is real, and the new Jim Crow is real. Like, just the denial that this doesn't exist. But anyways, back to the film. I could keep going on and on. I could get why some people don't like it, but I think people should still see the movie. I wish it was developed better. I think this was like his first film. It was beautiful scenery, you could tell. I think he did music videos, so some of the scenes were beautiful, and Janelle Monáe looked gorgeous. They had her fly. Her husband was fly, her daughter was fly, and they even had some comedy with Garibe Sudube, something like that. She was funny, and they had, you know, she was a funny, I don't know, I don't like sometimes when they do that in videos, the funny big girl, but she was beautiful, confident, and that was a little scene when she went out to dinner before she was kidnapped. But yeah, I really wanted more. Like, I want to understand why. I know that he had a lot of money, and it was a museum in the back, and he was running for mayor. Like, he was somebody important, but it didn't tell you his story on why he started to create this, and then why he recruited his daughter. She was evil. I hated that lady. And why he had his daughter go out and kidnap people. It didn't really tell you why. We just know that it was all a setup, and they planned this to kidnap her because she was at a hotel that we believe that he owned, because even like the people that worked there was rude to her. I think it was on purpose to let her know, like, to know your place. And in her room, somebody gave her, like, she thought it was her husband who gave her flowers, but it was cotton in it, you know, like, to remember who you are, you know, type of thing. They were really, and it was funny. It was one scene in a hotel, and she was like, bless your heart, because the lady was so nasty. But in the back was a picture of what the house that was on that museum in the back. I forgot, it was some colonial homes or those type of homes. I forgot it's a name. Brain freeze. But plantation homes. It was a picture of a plantation home, and it looked like the same one that's in that little antebellum world. But yeah, I think it was a must see. I see why people don't like it, because I don't feel like it really told the whole story. I wanted more on why did they create this, more about the mayor. I really want to know why he wanted to create this. But some people was like, it was just nothing but like trauma porn. It was very traumatic. But I believe these films, I believe we still need to talk about them in a way so we do not forget, because so many people don't know. And I understand, like, my grandmother, she just passed away, and she did not watch anything about slavery, picking cotton, because she picked cotton. So a lot of them are very traumatic, but our generation needs to know these stories. Yes, they need to be told well and executed well, but it's still very hurtful and traumatic. Like, I could never watch 12 Years a Slave again. Never, ever, ever. But Antebellum, I had to watch it twice to catch certain things, but I just think the movie just lacked more depth and more into, I think one reviewer said, character development. I really want to understand more of the characters in the film. Like, it was one, I think she called him professor, and it just made me think, like, a lot of people say, oh, they just kidnapped African slaves and brought them to America. No, these people are people. Number one, they had careers, you know, they had families. They're not just random slaves. No, they were free people who were educators, who were professors, like her, writers, authors. Like, they had lives, and they are somebody, and they just were plucked from their homes to become slaves. And it's like, I think that's what I got out of the film. Like, no, these people, not these people, those are my people, but these are human beings who are somebody to their families. And it just shows you it could be anybody, like anyone. It just shows you the horrors of slavery, any type of slavery. And we need to humanize. And I think, in a way, for me, it made me really think, like, yes, like, they had lives before they were ripped and stripped away. You know, they're not just some second-class ignorant citizens. Like, they had families, they had careers, they had occupations that were, you know, brilliant. Like, Africans, I mean, it's not a secret. Well, it is a secret to some people, but our ancestry has created so much and contributed so much to mankind. Like, look it up. We have contributed so much. Math, science, and even growing up, I had so many people, teachers, professors, like, we created math. Math is easy for you. You could do it. We created this. We started this. We did this. We show England, like, and they steal our stuff and make it like they're its own. But Europe, you know, we showed them how to do this and they took this from us and then put their names on it. A good documentary, Hidden Colors. Yes, I think it's only 2 I found on YouTube. They take it down, but Hidden Colors, watch that. But I think everyone should watch the film. It's not perfect. I really enjoyed it. Yes, it is traumatizing, but I just think it lacked character development with all the characters. But I think it's still a must-see. So check it out, Antebellum, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. How did you feel about it? What you think about it? All right, so till next time, like, comment, and subscribe to Dunning's Diary for more videos. Have a good one. Bye.